Hey y'all. So I was taken back to this word that God had given me on July 7th of 2023. So 2 years ago. And he titled it The Birds and the Bees. And no, it's not what you think when you hear that. It's about bees pollinating plants, okay? And he brought me back to this because over the weekend, I had went out of town, it's a few towns over, to drop my kids off at my grandparents, okay? And when I did that, I ended up passing this vehicle that, as someone that I know, it was their old vehicle that they had sold, right? And vehicles can represent like your journey, right? Your ministry, your journey, right? And so it was the old one. Well, then when I got back to my side of town, I was feeling the urge to go down to the lake and just go sit and walk by the lake, right? And so when I got there, the person whose vehicle I had seen, right, the old one that they had sold, I ran into that person. And it's really weird to run into that person because that person doesn't even live over here. They live like 45 minutes from where I live. So it was just like, what are the chances, right? And then they had their new vehicle. Also, around that, like within minutes of that happening, this bee just lands on my leg, right? And just sits there for like 10 minutes and doesn't move. And my friend on the phone was like, he's pollinating you. He's pollinating you. And I was like, that's cute. And then God brought me back to this word. And I'm like, so I had written down, now this was when I was first starting to hear from God, like growing my relationship with him, right? This is when he had like isolated me, took me out of work. So my notes are, I wasn't as advanced in my gifts and hearing from him that I am now. So I didn't have that much notes on this. Like the revelation wasn't like how I would receive revelation now. So, but I had written, bees pollinate so that they can yield fruit, or bees pollinate plants so that they can yield fruit and seeds for birds and etc. to eat. So what God was showing me with that is that he will tear down things, right? He will destroy things. He will allow things to be torn down and destroyed that were built not on him. So, and then he will pollinate. Like this bee was like pollinating my leg, which represents to me my walk, right? Your walk. So everything will be torn down and then God will begin pollinating you, right? Pollinating your walk. He will get rid of that old vehicle, right? Your old journey, your old way of journeying, your old vehicle, your old the way you used to move, right? The way how you used to move. And he will supply you with a new vehicle, a new journey, right? And this time, by God pollinating your walk, your journey, you will now be able to produce good fruit. So, basically he tears everything down, allows it to become destroyed, so that he can start over and create new. He will build a new foundation in your life, right? So that it can grow and produce and yield good fruit. Because chances are, before you surrendered your life to him, or even like relationships, before you surrendered your relationship, your marriage to him, you probably built it yourself with your own hands and on something that was not built upon God. So, like, when you make that decision to follow him, things may start falling apart for you. He may pull you out of work. He may isolate you, get you completely isolated, where it's just you and him, right? And he'll pull you away from friends, family, whatever he has to do, right? So that he can start pollinating and growing you into a new creation, right? Into teaching you new things, teaching you new ways, giving you new perspectives, giving you new wisdom, giving you new insight, giving you just all new, right? That's why I saw the old vehicle and then the new vehicle. He's getting rid of your old way of transportation, your old journey, your old way of doing things, all of the old, your old mindsets, all the old he's getting rid of, and he's giving you new. But the process of that can be and can feel rough, right? You might think like even that it might even feel like judgment of some sort, but it's just a part of the process, right? In order to build new, to build up whole new, start completely over, you have to get rid of the old. And so that can even go, if it's not just your personal walk in your personal life, it could go with a relationship, right? He may have you surrender that relationship, that marriage to him completely so that he can, and you might see things start falling apart in your relationship or your marriage. But it's all for purpose, and what you get in return will be so much better than what you even had to give up in the first place, right? Like I said, if it's a job, he might pull you out of a job. He has something better for you, right? He might pull you away from friends. He has better friends for you. He might pull you away from this person that, if you know it is your spouse, right, your God-ordained spouse, he might temporarily pull you away from this person to give you a new relationship, a new marriage that's built on him, that's built on a strong foundation, right? That it's just a part of the process. So right now, that may be what he is doing for some. You might be in that process of where he is now pollinating you, right? Giving you this new vehicle for this new journey that you've agreed to go on with him. You've given him your yes. You've surrendered everything to him. Now he has to bring you on this journey with him, and so he may be pollinating you, and by pollinating you, that is just him, doing certain things within you so that you are able to produce that fruit, right? So that could even look like, testing you. It could look like teaching you things, showing you. Again, this is just showing you a new way of life, giving you new perspective, giving you new wisdom, teaching you new, just all new, a whole new life that you didn't know before. But he may have you isolated right now, just completely isolated you away from everything. But that is how God gets you in a place of being able to teach you and grow you. That's like what he did with me. When he isolated me, took me out of work, he took me away from everyone. I was literally in my house like every day. But I was learning him on a new level that I didn't know before, right? I was able to actually hear from him. I was just learning him in a whole new way that I had not known before, right? So, and he was teaching me new things. He was able to sit me down and teach me new things. So that may be what he is doing right now with a lot of you. You'll know if this is for you because it speaks to you, right? But just know it is so that you will bear new fruit and produce new fruit, good fruit. And the outcome of this is going to be so much better, like I said, than what you had given up before, right? What you had to give up before and get rid of and all of the things, this will be so much better. And so, yeah, I do pray that it makes it to the right people at the right time. If you feel led to so, my information will be there, and I will see you on my next video whenever that may be. Okay, bye.